So the first lesson for this first week is all about time management, right? So I know some of you guys said you guys were really good at time management. Others say you guys were pretty like average, and some of you guys said were like okay with it, you know? So the first thing we do is time management. So I think the biggest thing with time management, I think that is understanding that you can't manage time itself, but you can manage what you do with your time, right? So you can't give yourself more time in a day because you get 24 hours. So that's kind of what you need to do, right? So the 3 objectives we're going to be kind of going over is understand that you cannot really manage time. As I said, you can only manage yourself and your use of time. And then understand how setting goals, planning, organizing, and prioritizing can help you use more efficiently, and then understand different time management personality types, right? So that's kind of our 3 objectives for the lessons. If you look at your little packet that I gave you, you should have one that says the types of time. What is types of? I'll tell you now. What exactly was it? Personality types. Time management personality types. So that's the first one we're going to look at. All right. So keep that in mind. So, but before we do that, I want to ask everybody a question real quick. As a little warm up. Obviously, we have 25 hours a day, right? 24 hours a day. What do you think people could do if they had 25-hour days? So if you had an extra hour a day, what do you think you would spend your time doing with that extra hour? So do you think that they would give you that extra hour of school? Sleep. So an extra hour of sleep. You have 1 extra hour a day. What do you think you would do? School? Adrian? What do you think you would do with that extra hour of day? If you had 25 hours a day instead of only 24, what do you think you would spend that time doing? School? That's a lot of choices for school. I think most of you guys are right. I think if we had a 25-hour day, it would just be another added hour of school. Right? Yeah, it might be. You never know. But if it was a 25-hour day instead of 24, you might be spending that hour in school. That might be one of the choices. Or you might use that hour for sleep, or you might use that extra hour of something, right? Okay. Adrian's a good question for you. No, you know, we're gonna skip that question. That's okay. We're gonna skip that. Okay, so if we look at the personality ones, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 personalities, right? And this is the way different people manage their time, or different people react to time, right? So the first one is the fireman. So the fireman, every event is a crisis. So no matter what they're doing, every event is a crisis. They're busy. They're putting fires out that you have no time to deal with. Especially the boring, mundane things such as time management. Tasks pile around you while you rush from fire to fire all day long. So basically, this person like cannot manage their time at all. Every event that they do is like they gotta be running around, doing this, doing that. Okay. The next one. Let me actually pull it up. Where is it? Okay, so the next one is the overcommitter. Is that you can't say no. So if somebody asks you to do something, you can't say no. You always say yes. And so because you say yes to everything, you're constantly busy, right? For example, it says all anyone has to do is ask, and you're chair of the committee, take another project, organize another committee event. So you're so busy, you don't have time to do other things that you want to do, right? So that's the overcommitter. Like, no matter what they do, they ask you something, you're gonna do it because you just say yes to everything. The next personality is the Aquarian. There is such a thing as being too laid back, right? So especially when it starts interfering with your ability to finish tasks or bother to return phone calls. So getting things when you get to them isn't time management, it's simple task avoidance, right? So you basically avoid doing tasks. So in you guys' case, you might avoid doing homework, or you might avoid going to class, right? You're too laid back. Then we have the chatty catty. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You're born to socialize. And so you have outstanding oral communication and can't resist exercising them at every opportunity, meaning they're talking all the time. So instead of doing work, they're talking. The last one is the perfectionist. And this perfectionist is exactly what it sounds like. They want to do everything perfect, right? They want to have everything, all your T's and I's are crossed. They're elaborate with everything. They want everything exact. They feel rushed. They feel not rushed to do your job. Finishing tasks to your satisfaction is such a problem. You need more time zones, not just more time, right? So those are the 5 different types of personalities we have for time management. Do any of you guys fall into any of them? Is anybody an Aquarian, the Aquarian? That you're too laid back? Do you feel you're too laid back with certain things? And you could be different ones, right? You could be an Aquarian when it comes to maybe doing your homework. You're like, oh man, like I'm all laid back, right? You could be the chatty catty when it comes, instead of doing your work or instead of doing something else, you're just talking to your friends, right? You could also do that for certain circumstances, right? In certain situations. You could be the fireman. I think a lot of us are a fireman at some point, right? Oh, the project is due, so you got to do everything quick, right? So again, you could take these personalities into different types of things that you do out the day, right? So